I just want to make note right now of the time. It is 12:45 a.m. on April 1st. We are taking up our 5th bill of 10 budget bills. That puts us about halfway through voting process. Now, clearly, as my colleagues had mentioned earlier, we had rushed with messages of necessity to get ourselves to this point, all in an effort to have an on-time budget. And clearly, I can very much say that that is not the case. We do not have an on-time budget. Add to that now, we have the added problem of doing this budget, the rest of it, in the cover of darkness. Our media's gone home. Our constituents are gone. The stakeholders, the people who are most impacted by what's being decided in this bill, have long gone. And many of them have gone to bed or gone home thinking that we have an on-time budget. And let me just say it one more time. We do not have an on-time budget. We may have an agreed-upon budget, but I can tell you that some of this stuff isn't even written up yet. It hasn't been reviewed for errors, and it certainly hasn't been vetted by everyone who serves as a representative to the people in this state. As a colleague of ours earlier had stated, that a lot of times the information, well, we just know what's out there because we read it in the press, or we hear it from somebody else. Well, let me tell you right now from what happened tonight that that is not the case. We were told that the bill that we were about to take up, that there was going to be some language taken out of it that would modify the bill. Well, lo and behold, when our staff finally gets to read the bill, no, that language is still in there. Something else came out. And we never would have caught it if we didn't have the time to sit down and read it line by line. And let me just point out to you, our staff had 3 hours and 15 minutes to read that rough draft line by line. And we cannot rely on somebody telling us what's in there because it changes right up until the moment that we get it. We have to go through that process. We have to take that rough draft and we have to go line by line. And our staff, God bless them, did it in 3 hours and 15 minutes. And I can just tell you, the issues that they were reading line by line were important issues like tax cuts to the middle class. How about conversion to star benefits or farm tax credits? Things that are going to affect taxpayers throughout this entire state. And let me tell you, this is not easy language to grasp. And there's a lot of technicality to it. And still, in 3 hours and 15 minutes, we certainly made our best shot at it. But I can tell you, and I think we all know this, that over the next coming months, we're going to spend a lot of time doing technical corrections. And none of that has to happen. None of it. And what's most frustrating to me about this whole process is this is not being driven by the Speaker or the majority. On several occasions, several have told me that this is all being driven by the governor. So I am calling out Governor Cuomo, that you have no business running this schedule in this House. We have separate branches of government. The governor does not run the legislature. So I would like to know why the heck we are sitting here because we have somebody who's in a different branch of government telling us to have this done now. It makes no sense, and I'm very, very frustrated by it. And certainly for our staff members who are killing themselves to read this stuff, it's not fair. And that's why at this moment I make a motion pursuant to Rule 2, Section 4, Subdivision 5, to postpone till Sunday the vote on this bill. I do this to comply with the Constitution's mandate for a 3-day period. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
On Ms. Corwin's motion, clerk will record the vote. Are there any other votes? Clerk will read the results.
Ayes 42, noes 88.
The motion is defeated.